Shalom and welcome to my channel. So today I want to talk about God's love language. So throughout my work and experience with God, I've come to understand that God has a love language, which is obedience. So I wrote here, obedience makes you aligned to the will of God, And when you are aligned, you tend to experience less of self, less of flesh, and more of Christ. You tend to surrender to God's will. So let's say, for instance, you're in a relationship. Like, everybody has a love language. I have a love language. I'm in a relationship, for instance, and my love language is quality time. But my partner tends to show me love by words of affirmation or uh, acts of service. But my heart actually yearns for quality time. So that is how it is. It's not like I want to appreciate what my partner is doing for me or how he's showing me love, but what I actually want is quality time. So that is how it is. God actually acknowledged how we all serve him or our relationship with him, but he actually wants us to obey. That is how you become true worshippers. True worshiping involves obedience, sacrifice. True worshiping involves faith. So that is how you tend to, your heart posture becomes. So and you ask, maybe, how do I obey God? How do I hear God's voice? How do I start this obedience? How do I live in God's will? You start by obeying the word of God. Right here, this is the word of God from his heart, from God's heart. And this is like a template that has been given to us to follow. So when you start leaning, reading, and yearning the word of God, you tend to start obeying his word. You tend to start aligning in his will. And when you are in God's perfect will, that is true worshiping. So, in your work with God, always don't serve God the way you want to serve him. Always seek for what is in his heart. What is he saying about you per season? What does he want you to do per season in your life? And obedience is not just a one-time subscription. It's something that you have to constantly do. It's like it becomes a lifestyle when you obey God, when you live in his will. That is why true worship requires obedience, sacrifice, and faith.